Hello everyone and welcome to the final episode of Showcase for this semester. Tonight, we will take a look back on some of our favorite projects of the semester.
We will also look ahead to some big blockbuster films that will be hitting theaters this summer in a special summer edition of Films with Frank.
We have all of this and many more fun features in store for tonight's show. Let's end the semester with a bang. Showcase starts now.
Let's get rolling.
To the studio! Welcome to Showcase, everyone. I'm Kyle Aschenfelder.
And I'm Frank Kozel. And this will actually be my last episode here at Showcase.
Yep,
How's
absolutely.
that make you feel?
It kind of makes me sad, but you know, we gotta press on.
Yeah, it makes
the
me
show
sad as
must
well.
go on, like
Must,
some
yeah.
famous person said, which I don't know who actually said it.
George Washington or something, I
Maybe,
think.
maybe. What about Abraham Lincoln?
Maybe, yeah, before he's got a thing
All
with
right.
theaters and all
Yeah.
that, so.
Do you think maybe it was Chuck Norris?
I guess it could, yeah, possibly be.
I think
don't
he
know.
just says everything.
Yeah, right? All right. To start off, we will be discussing Kyle's favorite projects of the semester and which one is his top favorite.
My favorite projects. I had a lot of favorite projects this semester, a lot of good ones.
Good batch.
Honestly, the music videos from last episode were excellent.
Oh, yeah,
They were
definitely.
great music videos. Really good songs, too. I love both the songs.
They were awesome.
The, Long Week, Short Vacation, and then the Head song, it's called Thick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were two great songs. I also loved a lot of the Make It Scaries we had, too. But I do have to say, my absolute favorite of project this semester had to be Mike Giloretto's Stuck Inside video. It was a great DSLR project, great footage, and
definitely.
it just had a good song underneath it, nice music, nice soundtrack, and I loved it. My favorite, and I think that's my number one.
All right, well, let's take a look at Kyle's favorite project for the semester. Roll it.
I was just a boy, my father seemed a mountain then, with a voice that could shake the seas. My mother's ghost hung across his shoulders, and he said she was still watching over me. My brother was home, just returned on army leave, told his stories with a distant stare. And as it snowed, the wind was howling through the trees, and I spent my night just listening by the fire.
Hey everyone, and I am here with the creators of this very show that you're watching right now. So how you guys feeling today?
Good, how are you?
I'm great, I'm great. Thank you for coming on the show. I know you guys' schedules are really tough, you know, because you've been interning and stuff, but thank you for coming on the show. I appreciate it very much. So to start off, I just want to ask you, the whole showcase idea, like how did this all start?
Well, yeah. Well, I came up with the idea. I believe it was coming back from a National Broadcasting Society convention about 2 years ago. I thought it would be a good way for us to show off some of the projects that we create in class. Because a lot of times we might show them in class, so you might see only what's in your own class. You won't see projects created by other classes and other students. So I thought it would be a good way to kind of make a good project, show it off, and interview the people behind it and kind of get the story behind it.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. And it turned out very good, I hope. At least I hope in your opinion it did. So, so how did you decide how to set this all up? You know, all of the, the lighting and the set, of course the set has changed quite a bit since it started, but, how did you decide to set everything up?
Well, we had two original ideas for set design, but then we
Right.
decided this one was a little bit more our personality and also more appropriate for the show. I think our other, what was our other one? Like some kind of formal-ish thing.
I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was kind of similar. It was kind of, I think it was like abstract.
Yeah, but we liked
Shapes
this
and stuff.
because you didn't really have to worry about if we couldn't get one of the props one day or something like that. Like, I mean, when the show started, there was a ladder back there somewhere.
That's true,
Like,
yep,
now
there
over
was a
there.
ladder.
Back
I
there.
remember that.
Like, that camera wasn't there before, I don't think. So it's like, it was an ever-changing set, and we liked that idea, so.
Yeah, and it's changed a lot, and it turned out pretty nice. And we're gonna probably even make more changes next semester.
there you
I'm
go.
hoping.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
So the content, the very content, the rundown of the show, like how did you go about making that?
We had a lot of help from professors that had field classes and post. Yeah, we did post projects and stuff like that. And so we had help from the teachers saying, oh, hey, this project's really good. Why don't you feature it or something like that. So that was sort of how that part came about. And then, I don't know, you went about getting everything, so.
Yeah. Formatting the show, I produced Newsbreak prior to creating Showcase, so I kind of did loosely base some of the formatting around Showcase, or around Newsbreak, sorry. And from there, I modified it to meet what I thought would make the show better, and kind of evolved it as we went as well.
Okay. So what do you feel overall was the most difficult part of starting this whole thing up? Because it's definitely pretty difficult to start up a whole new show,
Yeah.
Getting the projects was probably one of the hardest.
Yeah, getting the projects and
The
just
lighting.
getting, the lighting, and just getting started, getting to the first show, getting it ready to shoot. That was probably the biggest challenge, was getting ready to do that first show. Because once we did the first, the second one was a lot easier.
And then it kept
Third,
getting
yeah.
easier and more fluid after that.
Yeah, lighting is still a problem, guys, right now. Breaking the fourth wall here, but it's still a problem. Lighting is
Yeah.
very tough, very tough. So
We had a lot of help, though.
yeah.
A lot of help.
So when you guys were still doing the show last semester, what do you feel was the most fun thing that you got to do, when it came to doing this show?
Before it started or after?
Oh, just the whole time doing the whole show.
I think probably, at least for me, was the whole design. The whole coming in and figuring out where everything was going to go and how we were going to do the set itself, what we were going to use to sit. I remember that was a huge issue,
Yeah.
was figuring out what we were going to sit on. I think we spent like 3 days trying to figure that out. And things like that. So I think that part, to me, was probably the most exciting and the most fun out of all of it.
Yeah, I think the set design was probably one of my favorite parts, but I also really liked when we had our first shoot and you and Frank just started to go, and things just came up, like "Let's get rolling" was not
Yep.
in the original
Yeah, it wasn't.
script,
Yep.
and a lot of other things you and Frank kind of ran with, and it was great.
Yeah. There was a lot of things, and that's how it is sometimes.
Yeah.
It just happens, when you finally gave this show over, to me and Dustin and Frank, what was it that you really expected, to happen? What kind of conventions of the show did you want to stay intact, when it was carried over to us?
Probably the base that Mike came up with in the beginning, the basis for the show, the whole we're showing everybody projects that are done in our major and also, you know, by everybody here. But I think we made it so that we wanted you guys to run with it after we left, just because.
And we did.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
you really did.
I mean, you pretty much did exactly. I think you
Yeah.
probably agree exactly what we thought and exactly what we hoped.
and more probably than
Probably,
I
yeah.
thought, because you
Yeah.
guys came up with new segments. You did a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but for you guys definitely did the harder part, setting up the show. I mean, we had a template. You guys did a great job at setting up the show and having a nice template for us that we could run with it. Without that, it wouldn't have worked, you know. But so you guys you're still interning, right? Correct.
Yes.
And then you are
I
done with your
finished.
intern.
Yeah, I
okay.
finished beginning of April.
Okay. So talk about your internships. How was everything, and how is stuff for you?
You're still interning, so
Okay,
you
I'll
can
go
first.
Okay. I'm currently working at Allied Pixel. It's a media production facility in Media, Pennsylvania. They primarily do corporate videos for pharmaceutical companies. And so I help mostly as a production assistant, set up lights, that kind of stuff. They also have a rentals department. So I help with the rental equipment, check equipment in and out. And they also let me play a lot with their equipment. And they have a lot of cameras. We got a 4K camera. There's a lot of different things I can actually use and practice with and editing. So it's been a great experience, and I still have one more week left.
Nice. All right. Megan, how was yours?
I interned at ESPN. I was mainly in the international department. I kind of split between international and domestic. The biggest things that I did there were we have these rooms where they do, they're called AVOs, advanced voiceovers, where we actually have the talent that are calling the games in-house, and so we would provide the language. We'd get a feed in, and then we would provide the language that would go over it, whether it be English or Spanish. Most of the stuff I did was in Spanish, so I had to remember a lot of my Spanish, and not that bad. And so I did a lot of that. The biggest productions I worked on were World Baseball Classic. I worked on X Games, and it was incredible. And then on the domestic side, I mostly observed and technical director for switching and audio a little bit.
Cool.
So,
That's
it was
really
busy.
cool stuff. You guys did some great stuff in your internships I'm taking. It's really cool stuff. So what are you guys looking forward to doing in the future?
Graduating.
Oh, graduating. That's a good one. I hope so. Yeah.
Well, that's like the next step is graduating in 2 weeks, and then vacation, and then seeing what happens after that. So
All right.
job searching.
Cool.
A lot
So,
of job searching.
all right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it very much. Very much. And like I said, these guys, the creators of this show, this very show you're watching, and without them, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. So we'll be right back after this break, folks.
Be sure to tune in Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. to catch co-hosts Liz Reeby, Devin Raventoss, and Eddie Rishit as they travel around the Berks County and Lehigh Valley area, exploring some great places to visit. Camera One re-airs Wednesdays at 7:30 and Fridays at 12:30. Don't miss it.
Welcome back, everyone. Now we will be discussing Frank's favorite projects of the semester and which one was his top favorite. So Frank, what do you think?
This semester was awesome. There was a lot of great projects, a lot of good music
Absolutely.
videos, as you had said. I mean, a lot of good Camera One stuff, a lot of good stuff coming in. But I mean, I think my favorite would have to be Austin Mulhern's, I believe,
yeah.
Mulhern's Make
Yeah.
It Scary project.
Yeah, that's a
And
good choice.
It was, yeah, I know. It was a stacked field. I feel like a lot of the Make It Scaries we had coming in were really good.
Yeah.
But his was eerie. It was shot really well. Music worked out. I thought it was the best of the bunch.
Yeah,
and,
I agree. It was great.
And I
So-
mean, I've really enjoyed it, so I think that's going to be my pick for this.
All right, he picks Austin Mulhern's project. So let's take a look at Frank's favorite project for the semester. Roll it.
welcome back to Showcase. I'm Dustin Seiler, current creative director for the show, here to interview our wonderful host duo, Kyle and Frank. We'll see how these two work together on our show. So, Kyle, Frank, it's first off, it's been a privilege to work with you guys for a year.
That's sweet. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's a shame that, like, obviously, Frank, it's gonna be your last show, and for me, it's like my last show as well. So, I guess I want to start off asking, like, how do you guys hear about Showcase?
Well, for me, I was kind of keeping close with Kara Cotterleys at the time because she had suggested that I start doing Newsbreak and stuff.
Yeah.
And I started doing Newsbreak, and then somehow I really don't know exactly how I heard about it, but she kind of brought it up to me, and then I heard there was auditions going around for the host job.
Yeah.
And I just, I love hosting. I love being on camera, and I was just like, hey, let's go do this,
Mine was a lot more simpler. I just basically saw a flyer for auditions, and I wasn't going to do it. And then at like the last minute, I had a class right before, and I was getting out, and I just decided to do it more as a joke than anything. And here I am. So.
Well, you're here now.
Yeah,
You've
right?
You've done
So
a
it
great
worked out,
job.
yeah.
So like, what are your duties of being like host for the show? Like, what's your like pregame like rituals, or like what do you do in the week in advance before we come here and sit down and do our thing?
Well, last semester I was just purely talent, so
Yeah.
I just kind of listen to music, kind of try to get everything I wanted to say in mind, especially for the banters and stuff and all that. And now this semester I've been writing scripts with you, and I've gotten a little bit more involved with how the show is run. So but that's pretty much it for me.
I mean, for me, it's basically just, the week before I meet with you guys and we kind of discuss the outline of the next episode. And I mean, for me personally, as a host, I just put on nice cologne. Try and wear something a little bit nicer than I usually, because I'm more of a jeans and t-shirt type of guy.
You suit up and you get dressed for the big thing.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how I show up and I'm ready. That's all it is.
Dress to impress, man.
Dress to impress.
Do you do
100%.
5 push-ups like I do?
No, I guess I should.
I do 5 push-ups and then about 10 jumping jacks.
Oh, jeez.
And then I yell huzzah.
I crack my back, which is something I don't normally do.
That's an exercise.
Okay.
I don't know why.
To say the
It's
least.
insane.
So, what has been your best experience on this show so far?
I mean, for me, I just really enjoy watching people's projects. I
Yeah.
mean, seeing such talent in our school and especially in our major is awesome. And I feel like, especially with the way this is set up, it's such a great forum for people to showcase their work and, just get it out there. I feel like it's hard. It's hard to get your stuff out there. So this is awesome.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely just having the privilege to improve all of my skills throughout everything. My backstage skills, running a camera, writing a script and stuff, and then being able to watch myself when I watch the episodes that we put out, improving my hosting skills. I can look back and go, oh, I screwed that up. I got to fix that next time. I've learned a lot.
Yeah, I think that's one of the great things about like our department is that we get to do a lot of like projects because of like the equipment and just the faculty we have, and it's great that we have like this show to showcase those projects, and like we get a lot of experience from that, and I think that just keeps like the productivity around this department excellent.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd like to switch around to another thing about the crew, like in these show, like who do you think is your favorite like crew member?
Oh, jeez.
Like, we don't like we have a small crew to say the
Right.
least, but we
Yeah.
do a really good job for what we have.
Yeah,
So like out of this, like the group, who would you say?
You want me to go first?
You go ahead.
This is like feel like if I answer wrong, they're gonna like rush me after
No,
the cameras
I
go
wouldn't
off.
say like
But
anyone else would.
I'm
like,
just gonna take the easy route and say that you, Dustin, are my favorite. I mean, you put a lot of hard work in this show. It
Shut
shows.
up.
if you would have a pension, you would get a raise today.
Oh, there you go.
So, Kyle, you're up.
Honestly, it's a tough little battle between Calvin, Sam, and Angela. But right now, I'm going to say Calvin because he's our floor manager right now. So,
Calvin,
Calvin Spawn. That's his last name.
Yeah, Calvin, you always have my back, and I respect you for that. So, and I definitely appreciate working with this this semester's crew and last semester as well. We have a really good crew and stuff.
Yeah.
So what's on tap for you guys for next semester?
For me, I have to go and do my internship, which is should be interesting. I don't exactly know what it is right now, but that's basically it for me. And then after that, I graduate. I'm on to hopefully bigger and better things, but more likely just sitting at home, not doing anything.
Not being a couch.
Realistic, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to be back next semester hosting this show. I'm going to be running the show, running and gunning it. And I'm also going to be producing for Newsbreak, I hope. And I'm going to have my hands full, but, you know.
Being a busy bee. There's a pro and con to that.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a lot of experience, and people will look you for that when it's your time to go to internships and stuff. So, and I guess the final thing I have to ask is any final words on how you feel how this semester has gone now. It's been behind the scenes, it's been a little bit of a crazy run, but we got it through for what we have done.
Yeah, for me, I just think this was a big learning experience, and especially with the smaller crew we have, and definitely when the show, the two show creators were they left, and then it was handed over to you and me and Frank, and that was tough. It was a tough transition, It felt like we were starting from scratch, but we really weren't. But just getting used to everything and how it's run and being the people that are running the show, it was tough, and it was an eye-opener for me because I thought it was a lot easier than what it turned out to be. And,
Yeah, and I think, just to kind of echo what Kyle said, it's definitely interesting to see the very first episode from where we are now and kind of the evolution of the show in its entirety. And the crew we have is awesome. They do really hard work, and they're dedicated. We definitely have one of the smaller crews, I think, out of all the shows, but we put on a product that I feel like is, you don't really see that. You don't feel like there's a small crew.
We're definitely a variety of group of cast and characters.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We have fun and stuff.
But like he said, the evolution of this show, we've added new segments, the Films with Frank segment, the Minute Movie Trivia, which I love doing that. I love, having a trivia segment. It's fun,
I think you and especially the person we're interviewing have fun like that because they're just unexpectedly. Wait, what? I was like, I have to do trivia?
Yeah. And it's turned out good because they haven't gotten a bunch of questions right. They've gotten,
actually, they're really intelligent of their responses to stuff, and usually they get most of them right.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't make it easy for them.
Yeah.
We put them on the spot.
No, they don't know ahead of time
And
either.
they excel. So that's pretty good. So, folks, I hope you had fun with our interview tonight. It's been an insightful understanding of what these guys go through each week. I know it's been a pleasure working with them for the past year, and we'll be right back after this.
Hey everyone, I'm Haley Bianco.
And I'm Steve Majiri, and we're the new hosts of Between the Lines.
Check us out to find out all you need to know about KU sports.
Be sure to tune in on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 7 and Fridays at noon. And remember, being outside the lines only gets you the scores.
But here at Between the Lines, we get you in the locker room.
Hey everyone, welcome to the summer edition of Films with Frank, where we will be looking ahead at some of the big blockbuster films for this summer. First, we have The Hangover Part 3, starring Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, and Zach Galifianakis. The gang is back together as they chase down Leslie Chow, who escapes from prison and steals a gang leader's money. This film hits theaters on May 24th. Kyle, you excited for this movie?
Honestly, I'm going to be really dead honest, I am not. Because I liked the first one. The first one is definitely a classic. The second one I saw in theaters. I actually went to see it at midnight. I was utterly disappointed, and honestly, I have no reason to want to see this movie.
See, I'm right there with you, but I wasn't a fan of the first one. I saw the first
really?
one.
You didn't like the first one?
Didn't like the first one. I thought it was a little overrated.
Yeah, it was overrated.
Yeah.
I will give you that. It was kind of overrated, but it was still good.
Right. I didn't even see the second one.
And you'll be glad you didn't.
I'm not excited for the third one. So.
Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's all we have to say about that.
Yeah, wait or skip.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I don't know. I guess I should I'm gonna say skip. You know what? I'm gonna say skip.
I'm going with skip as well.
yeah,
It's just
because
not worth
really,
it, I feel like.
if I see it, I see it. Like if I'm over at a friend's
Right.
house and they say, "Hey, let's watch The Hangover," yeah, sure.
But you're not going
whatever.
to make it a priority. You're not
Exactly.
gonna,
You know, if my ticket gets paid for, maybe I'll go see it. So, all right, guys, our next film to watch out for this summer is Monsters University, which is a prequel to the 2001 classic Monsters, Inc. It's starring Billy Crystal, John Goodman, and Steve Buscemi. This film shows the life of a monster going to college to study scaring. This film hits theaters on June 21st. So, are you excited for this one?
I'm actually kind of conflicted about this one. Love all the Pixar films for the most part. Not a big fan of Cars. Monsters, Inc. is actually one of my favorites. So on the one hand, I'm excited for another movie with these characters. You know, they did Toy Story right. But on the other hand, I feel like, I don't know, it might just be...
Yeah, when I first heard they were going to do a sequel to Monsters, Inc., I was thinking, no, why,
Yeah.
why? But then when I heard about the plot and what it's about, I thought, well, you know, that's actually kind of a nice idea.
Yeah.
A nice prequel. You know, it is a little unneeded, but, you know, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. You know,
No,
Pixar seems to have a way of proving me wrong, and they always do, you know. So, definitely. So, I don't know for me. I'm going to say I'm going to wait for it. I'm going to wait for it to come out and maybe rent
See,
it.
it's funny because I think it's going to be a C for me.
Oh, really?
I think I'll actually go to theaters and watch it, yeah.
Nice.
I know, I'm excited for it.
That's great. So yeah, but yeah, I just think that you know, if I do end up going to see it, I will. But you know, in my mind, I'm just gonna wait for it, and hopefully I'll get to see it when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray.
Cheaper, too.
Yeah, cheaper.
Yeah.
Yes, very cheap.
All right, well, our final film to watch out for this summer is Fast and Furious 6, starring Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. In this film, Dominic and his crew tried to take down a lengthy, skilled mercenary organization to earn pardons for all of their crimes. This film hits theaters on May 24th. Kyle, what do you think about this movie?
Absolutely, I'm very excited for this one.
Really?
Because for me, this is how it went. Fast and Furious, great. Too Fast, Too Furious. Unlike a lot of people, I loved Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay.
Tokyo Drift was okay. Fast and Furious really was the down point in the series. And then Fast 5, it picked back up. It was a nice story, good story going on. Really great movie. And The Rock is back. I'm a professional wrestling fan, so having The Rock back, it's great. You know, I'm very excited for this film. I'm really excited. And they have pretty much the whole cast coming back. It's an all-star cast. So I'm really excited for this one.
Well, I'll agree with that. It's definitely got a lot of star power behind it. I'm not really a fan of the franchise. I've seen most of them. I guess it's not just in my wheelhouse. I'm not really into cars, or I'm not really into action movies in general, I feel like. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it could be all right. You seem to be more into it than I am, so you would
and
know. You're a fan. So
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying
what
I'm going
it's
to see
pandering
this
to.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get into the theaters and see this because it's going to be good.
Yeah, for me, I think it's just going to be a wait. I think, you know, maybe Redbox or something. But,
Okay.
think
Yeah, I
I'll
forgot about
eventually I'll
Redbox
see it.
or Netflix.
Yeah, or Netflix, yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Films with Frank. Make sure to hit up the theaters and see some great movies this summer. We'll be right back after this break.
Welcome back, everybody. And this is it, man. This is the last
it. It's the
episode.
last episode. It's
Last
Marla.
season. And this is Frank's last episode. Frank, it's been wonderful
thanks,
having you as the co-host. And I just don't, I don't think there's a right replacement for you, but we got to make it happen, you know? So what do you think about this whole season? How do you think it went?
I think it's been awesome, to be honest with you. We got a lot of great projects. I feel
Yeah.
like me and you growing a little closer together.
Yeah.
Best friends now.
Best
I don't think
friends.
originally
Absolutely
we were.
best friends.
But yeah.
We hang out all the time.
Yeah, you do nails and everything. It's amazing.
yeah,
well,
it's
I
true.
shouldn't probably tell people.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it was definitely a learning experience,
Yeah.
like I said in the interview, and you know, I'm really looking forward to next season to see how things progress. And so
Yeah, good
this is
luck,
it.
dude.
Thank you, and good luck in your future
Thanks.
endeavors as well.
Well, that's all the time we have for this season of Showcase. We would like to thank all of you for tuning into this show this season and joining in on all the fun.
Frank and I would also like to thank our amazing crew for a great show this semester.
Make sure to like our Facebook page and keep in touch with us over the summer.
Also, if you would like to go back and watch all of our episodes so far, you can go to our YouTube page at the link below.
Thank you once again for tuning in this season, and make sure to check out the next season of Showcase during this coming fall.
And remember, folks, when life is getting you down, just keep rolling.